Hello and welcome to orientation today. My name is Deja and I am the CEO of Spectrum of Love. Today we're going to go through just quite a few things, but I'll try to make it as fast as possible. So we will be talking about Lilio, the parent link tree, the parent handbook, parent tech conferences, areas of use at our facilities, Discovery Day, CCMS, Texas Rising Star, best practices, and milestones. So, parent link tree. So, if you're not familiar, Linktree is a link that connects all of your other links all on one kind of website. So, we use this so that parents can go to just different resources. Our forms are on there, so it's always beneficial to try to make things convenient and easily accessible. I always hear about parents that have a hard time just kind of knowing what to do or where to go, and so we're here to try to help with that. So again, our parent link tree is a link for parents to get additional resources. Our forms are available on there as well. You can go to linktr.ee/. Spectrum of Love Parents. You can find things like the handbook, Lilio registration, required assessments, community resources, milestones according to the CDC, a health statement form, medication authorization forms, CCMS application, things like that. So it would be very good to find that and then definitely bookmark it so that you can use it. So let's talk about Lilio. Lilio is an app we use to communicate with you, send videos and pictures, send and pay invoices, and you'll use this app to check your child in and out daily. This is one of my favorite apps and things that I love about Spectrum of Love is because you can get, anywhere between 2 and 4 videos and pictures every single day. So we keep records. You can see what we see, and then you can also take the daily reports that are in Lilio over to a pediatrician if you have questions about it. You can also ask us questions, of course. So it is something tangible that you can use if the pediatrician has questions or the neurologist has questions. So I definitely strongly encourage you to download the app just as soon as possible, because that's how you'll be able to check your child in and keep everything up to date, and so that you're also aware of what's going on every day. Okay, let's jump into the parent handbook. We are closed on all federal holidays. We are also closed on mental health days. And so you may ask, well, what is a mental health day, Deja? What is that? Well, a mental health day is a day that is scheduled on a Friday of every other month so that our staff has the ability to take a mental break. As you know, working with our children and the clients that we bring into the center, we give our all every single day that we come, and we work with them every single day. And because of that, I know that it can wear down on them. I know that they may not have a whole much left to kind of give to their kiddos and their family when they get home. So the mental health day is really to give them a break without losing any pay for the day. With that being said, as you pay your weekly rate, there is not a discounted price for that day. I do not retain those funds. It goes straight to our BTs as usual. But again, that is so that they get the break they need without the sacrifice of losing income on their paychecks. Now, the next thing that I want to bring up is that you must adhere to your schedule. It is very important that when you make your schedule, say that your schedule will be, I want to be there from 7 to 5. Okay, perfect. We need you to be there at 7 a.m. Why? Because we're staffed for that. So if you try to come in at 6:30 or if you try to come in at 7:30, staffing will look different. So we want to make sure that we work together on a schedule. Our behavior technicians are scheduled for the time you indicated that your child will be at our facility. We operate just like any other clinic. So just keep that in mind, and then just remember that checkout is at your designated time. So if you said that you're going to clock or you will be picking up at 5, please ensure that you're picking up at 5, because again, our staff schedule is based off of your child's schedule. The next thing is that we require an ID, a picture ID, and a photograph to release a client. That is something that we had to agree to when we chose to do business in Grand Prairie. So I know that you may not have been required to do something like that in the past. At this time, we do have to not only get a picture ID like your driver's license, but we will also need a photograph of you when we release the child to you. Now, obviously, we won't need that picture every day, but anytime someone new comes in that you've authorized, we will need to get an actual photograph of them in the facility. The inclusion program. So if you have CCMS, you may qualify for the inclusion program. The inclusion program is a very good resource, not just for us, but also for the family. So they are really good about helping the family with whatever services that they need for your child, for a special needs child, for a delayed child, diagnosed, undiagnosed. We strongly encourage our families to participate in the inclusion program because that is one of the ways we are able to keep our ratios lower than other child care centers. So if we are only allowing 4 children into that group with 1 behavior technician, that is going to be significantly lower than the standards for child care centers. But it's not possible to do that if we do not have the support of the inclusion program. So behavior intervention. We will do a form of discipline and guidance, and our version may look a little different than other child care centers or other clinics. We focus on the why behind the behavior, right? We want to know if Jackson is he's kicking a chair or he's kicking the wall. We're not going to address the kicking as much as we're going to address the reason why we're kicking. Let's talk about that. Let's figure out, okay, what happened right before that? Is he okay? Does his foot hurt? Sometimes clients that are in pain will actually hit the area that they are in pain because they cannot communicate verbally what that is. So we focus more on the reason why. We will also try to obviously distract them, redirect them, things like that. There is a very detailed step-by-step process on how we use our discipline and guidance policy, along with looking at the function of the behavior and in different ways to address it, as well as replace that behavior with something that is safe and acceptable. The next thing I want to talk about is just like events and birthday parties and things like that. We love doing birthday parties, for one, because mom or dad always brings us cupcakes for us. And if you know me, you know I love sweets, you know I love cupcakes. and it is just so much fun. So, a lot of times our parents will drop off cupcakes or a birthday cake. That is totally fine. If the parents would like to also be there for the birthday party, we are more than happy to invite you in to celebrate your little one's birthday party. Otherwise, you'll get pictures and videos of the very big day. We'll clean up and it'll be all good. We'll promise that your child will have a lot of fun there. Plus, that your child will be with their friends, and it's a really good time. So, parent trainings. We host parent trainings, and it is just very basic level, just information, good to know, simple things that is just not too complex, that you don't need a master's degree to grasp the concept of. And the goal is to support the entire family, right? So we don't want to just provide service to the child. We want to truly be able to support the parents. We do go outside twice a day, and we will make sure that the weather is between 45 and 100 degrees. Once it gets above 100 degrees, I'm not so sure about that. We'll play it by ear, but in most cases, the boundaries is typically going to be 45 degrees and 100 degrees. I strongly suggest to please ensure that you are bringing a jacket, gloves, a hat for your child, because we have to take the entire group outside. We cannot leave, your client in the room because they don't have a jacket or something like that. We will do our best to, if I have a jacket, I'll, put it on him or her, of course. But again, it's just very important to please make sure that they are properly dressed to be outside for at least 30 minutes a day, twice a day here at the center. The next thing is that meals are provided. We have a super basic menu. Why? Because they don't typically want it. So we want to be able to offer them something if mom or dad can't afford it, or if they forgot, or they have to wait till payday. We get it. We have all been there. Trust me. So we will definitely have breakfast. We will have lunch, and then we'll have an afternoon snack. Completely free, included with your rate. But we do suggest that you bring a lunch or just backup snacks just in case they won't eat it. Our menu stays the same every single week because the goal is to feed them. But again, a lot of the times they want what mom knows, dad knows, right? Grandma knows what they will eat. And so I just strongly suggest to just have just something backed up. You can leave it here with us at the center and we'll get them taken care of. The very next thing I want to talk about is personal belongings. I know that our kiddos have a special blanket or a teddy bear or a car or a dinosaur or a doll or something that they really want to hold on to. I had a client that just loves this cereal box, and I am just like, oh my goodness, that is so sweet, honey, but we have to try something else. So I bring that up because we cannot have it in our centers. One, I don't want anything happening to it. I don't want another client to break it or to snatch it or anything like that. But also, it's okay. They're going to be okay. We have trained professionals that will help our children transition and find other coping skills beside the cereal box, the blanket, the teddy bear, the dinosaur. Now, if they need something for medical purposes, right? So if they have a device that helps them speak or that they use for communication, obviously, yes, please bring that. Other than that, we do kindly ask that you leave it home or leave it in the car, because we cannot, unfortunately, accept it into the center. Medical emergencies. We will need a notarized document that says that we can transport your child to the nearest emergency room in case of an emergency. We have to have it for every parent. It is very, very, very important. Non-hiring of staff. We do not permit staff to be hired outside of Spectrum of Love. It is a conflict of interest. It never seems to go well in the past. I've been in business for over 5 years as of today, and I will say that we do hire amazing individuals, and so it's understandable why parents want to hire staff members outside of Spectrum of Love. However, you have to understand that staff members are still people. They're still people. They may not operate the same. They have their own lives, things like that. And also, if you have someone that is a staff member of Spectrum of Love, they go into your home to babysit. Who's to say that they won't come and tell us things that is quite honestly not our business, right? So I just say it is best practices to just do not hire staff. The staff members know that if they do accept hire, then that is their resignation, and they will choose to work for the parent and not Spectrum of Love, and we will send them on their way. The very next thing that I want to talk about is copays and private pay. They are billed on a monthly basis. However, if you need a biweekly basis, we are able to do that as well. Just like any other child care center, there is no refunds, regardless of the circumstances. So once you pay your invoice, the invoice is paid. There is no refund with that. However, if your child is on CCMS and they are dismissed or they transition to another program, then the copay, which is prepaid, may be refunded. And that is with the contract that I have with Dallas County and Tarrant County. The last thing, the criterion for referral. So the criterion for referral is basically under what circumstances we will transition a client out of our program. There's 2 tiers. Tier 1 includes something along the lines, or in short, that they can stay here with the proper support. Those are going to be, there will be a list of items that you'll be able to review. It's going to be in the handbook. And then tier 2 is going to be an immediate referral out. So they can graduate from tier 1 to tier 2, or they can graduate from tier 1 to they're no longer qualified under the criterion list for referral. Or they may go straight to a tier 2. For example, if a child comes into our program and we are noticing some sexual behavior or sexual intent, it is an immediate withdrawal from our program. We have to protect the other children in our care, and I cannot expose other children to that type of behavior. And so in that case, we will refer them immediately out. Now, a tier 1 would look more like, a client is engaging in minor property destruction. So they're breaking pencils, they're, breaking crayons, or doing things like that. It's really not that big of a deal. We're just going to work with them and see if we can decrease the behaviors. A full list of the criterion for referral will be in the handbook. and you can dig in deeper to the specifics on that. And then if you have any questions, you are more than welcome to contact management to ask additional questions about that. Milestones. Okay. So it is important for you to know what your child's milestones should be. Okay. So I've listed here at 3 years old, for example, what most children are doing by this age. So by 3 years old, they should be able to be calm within 10 minutes. So they should be able to self-regulate within about 10 minutes or so. Another thing is that they should be able to string items together like large beads or macaroni, things like that. So with this information, it'll kind of help you gauge where they're at and where they're going, and also where they need to be. We have a link on our parent link tree that discusses the milestones at every age. So I encourage you to definitely look into that and see. Also, this is what we are working on in our centers to get them to reach their milestones. Parent tech conferences. So we, on a day-to-day, we are using an ABA plan for a group of children. So every group of children do not have the same ABA treatment plan, but every group has a plan. And in that plan, we have specific goals for that child, for your child. So as a group, we are working towards the same goals every single day. This is a plan that was created by a board certified behavior analyst. And they are also known as treatment plans, therapy plans. And then there's some clinics that will use, like if it's a one-on-one setting instead of a group setting like ours, that one-on-one setting will have a treatment plan or an ABA plan for that specific child, not a group of children. So ours is a broader, more general approach to the goals in the group setting. Now, with that being said, as we are charting, which is in Hi Mama, Lilio, they recently changed their name over to Lilio, but you will start to see pictures through the app. You'll see pictures, videos, and you'll see a mastery, and you might see 1 out of 5 or 0 out of 5, 5 out of 5. That's just basically telling you, according to the treatment plan, out of the 5 attempts, they were able to successfully complete it 1 time or 3 times or 5 times. It is okay if you see 0 out of 5, 1 out of 5 for a week, for 2 weeks. This is a skill we have to build. Do not worry. It's totally fine. This is literally just for us to keep track of how well they're doing and for you to be able to see where they're at, how they're doing, and where they're going. Now, every quarter, we will have a parent tech conference via Zoom. So we will be able to talk about this in more detail, any challenges we're seeing, the good things that we're seeing, and then any questions that you may have and any goals that we may need your assistance on at home. Areas of use. So this refers to our center. Okay, so with that, we have a one-on-one therapy area where we will take a client and work with them in a one-on-one setting. We have multiple calm rooms in the facility where they can kind of pick things that they want to play with. If it's just too loud and they're struggling, then we can take them to the calm room so that they can have some peace and quiet and be left alone for a while so that they can go back and enjoy their friends. We also have our group rooms. This is where the clients spend most of their day doing their treatment plans, their activities, and things of that nature. We also have a cafeteria. We eat family style. They're in the cafeteria. We do have a goal is to help them stay seated. And so we're hoping that those skills transfer over to home where they can stay seated while they're eating as well. We do have an outdoor area as well as an indoor area where they can play. The only time we'll use the indoor area is if it's below that 45 degrees or above 100 degrees, so that, they still have room to just kind of run and jump and play. And then also they'll have time in a group setting to play group games. Discovery Day. Discovery Day is for parents who'd like to see how their child does before enrolling. So some parents, they've had horrible experiences in the past with child care centers, with clinics, and they want to know that their child and see that their child is going to be okay. I totally get it. That is acceptable. We would be more than happy to have you. It is 1 hour long, and basically we will engage the child as if it is just another day and they're already a part of the group. And so the parent can watch from outside of the door, and the parent does have to stay in the building. So you wouldn't be able to leave, just because at this point we probably don't have the child's file together, but you can watch from the outside. And we do ask that you try to refrain from saying anything to the child, because we really want the child to engage and be a part of the group. The very last thing is welcome to chat with the BT. So what does that bullet point mean? That means that if at any time during Discovery Day you want to get to know the BT a little better, you're welcome to communicate with him or her. If you want to just kind of explain the unique brilliance of your child, that would be a good time to do it. But honestly, you don't have to do it at that time. We will ask specific questions in the enrollment portion of this process. And so we'll get pretty good information during that time. CCMS is a child care assistance program. Under that program is the inclusion that we talked about earlier. So in order to have inclusion support, you do have to be a family who receives child care assistance. If you would like to apply, you can do so by going to our parent link tree. You may qualify for some financial assistance. It is income-based, and there is a significant wait for that as well. Texas Rising Star. Texas Rising Star is a program that is a quality rating service for child care centers. There's 3 levels. So there's a 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, and every star offers benefits, with 4 being the highest with the most benefits. But it also requires more regulations, stricter guidelines, stricter requirements in order to meet those stars. We strive for the highest star rating possible every single day. And in some instances, it's not possible because it just doesn't work for our clients, or it just doesn't mesh well with our program. But there are some really good standards in there, and those are the standards that we choose to reach for. Best practices. Parents play a vital role in both the lives of the children and our program, and we encourage participation and communication between families and staff so we can meet your child's needs. With that, we do ask that you please refrain from using your cell phone when picking up or dropping off your child. It's best not to be distracted in any way, but especially by electronic devices while you're in the facility. Well, that's it. And I am so thankful that you got through this with me. I thank God that I get to partner with you on helping your child reach their full potential. I am so excited to hear about all the stories about this one learning how to tie their shoes and that one speaking for the first time. Um, I I just I'm so thankful that you're willing to trust your child with us. If you have any questions or anything at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.